AI art still triggers a lot of people in this NFT/art community. Many quote-unquote real artists do not consider AI creations to be art at all. Even some collectors will take that stance. But today I'm going to share a simple way to know if an AI art piece required real artistic talent, or is it just a quick cash grab using technology? Hello, I'm Taj, digitally known as Tropic Vibes, the host of Nifty Business, where we highlight NFTs and explore Web 3.0 as we move from pure speculation to creating real-world value. Probably the most popular software to use within this whole AI NFT space is Midjourney. You can actually test it out for free. The beta version is at midjourney.com. It's going to take you to a Discord, and it's free for you to actually start testing everything out. I'll leave the links for you in the show notes in case you're interested in that, but it is midjourney.com. It is one of the most powerful and popular AI art engines. Many of these collections that artists are putting out was generated with Midjourney. That is no secret. But if you want a list of AI tools, all you have to simply do is Google the best AI art tools or platforms or engines. There's countless websites ranking them, some as many as 15, 20 of them. I mean, there's a lot of options out there. Some are free, some are paid, some have commercial rights. But if you go to the websites, just read about the information, see what it is for. Some of them are just for research purposes only, but a lot of them actually give you full commercial rights that you can put into NFTs or use in commercials or whatever it is that you want to do. So it's really not that hard to find this information. However, I found the easiest way to tell if someone is actually using creative skills to make these things or just typing random things into these engines and then just generating art and then listing them for sale is to simply ask which tools they recommend. Because one thing I've noticed, if I speak to, let's say, Jay, I know I speak all the time about Jay Tunes from the Hoodlum Society, or any of these artists that I've come into contact with within the space, that they have massive skills such as Zimba, which I met in the Backpack Buddies, or even Sarah and Jessica from the Rock Your Socks NFTs and the Bear Market Bears, they will all tell you the tools that they use and how they're creating their art. And the reason why I want to highlight this is because an artist that is truly creating something that has some skill and adds value to what they're making is not afraid to tell what tools they're using, because it is not the tool that is making the art. They can all tell me, yes, they are drawing on Procreate with an iPad, but that does not mean I'm going to create anything anywhere near as beautiful as what they're making. So they have no issue telling me exactly the tools they're using. The thing I've noticed with an AI art space is that a lot of people, when I ask, even though I well know that there's a 90% chance they're probably using Midjourney, when I ask them, they give some sort of around the corner answer. They're dancing around. They don't want to tell me exactly what they're using or anything. They'll say something like, well, I'm using a whole bunch of different softwares. So, I tweak and edit, and it's just a long list of things. They never mention one of those things, right? So I automatically know, okay, this person is either threatened by other people coming into the space, or they just know that they're not doing very much work to make their creations, so they don't want it to be known. But when I think about it, even myself, right? If someone asks me, well, what are you using to podcast? What are you using to record? I mean, countless times I've told people the exact microphone I'm using, the exact setup I've had. I can say ATR 2100. I'm using a Rodecaster to do the recordings. I have a boom arm. I'm using Captivate to host. I can go on and on and on, tell you all the tools that I'm using and just go down the list. But does that mean anything? No, because I know at the end of the day, the number one thing with podcasting is the person that's on the microphone, right? And I'm not saying I'm a great podcaster, but what I'm saying is they can't duplicate what I'm doing or quote unquote put me out of business, because at the end of the day, they are not me. They have completely different voice, completely different personality, completely different take and thoughts. So it is never going to come out exactly how it is. I can literally sit them down at my desk with all of my equipment, give them a script, all the things that I would say, and guess what? It still wouldn't come out exactly the same. So the same thing with the art. When Jay tells me that he draws his characters with Procreate, this is what he uses, and sometimes he even records it. Or I've been in spaces with Zimba where you go into Discord and they have these paint nights, and he literally shows you exactly what he's doing, how he's creating the art, and he draws it out there. He'll even take suggestions. You can tell him what to put in there, and you can see him switch his brushes, and he'll do all this stuff for 3 hours right before you. So you can literally see step by step every single thing that he's doing. But guess what? Even after watching him do it countless times, I could not create that art, because I know that I do not have that skill set. So again, he's not threatened by the position. So why would I say all this stuff with the AI art? Because anyone that's just typing in a few words, let's say a moon with a donkey and an astronaut suit running across it, just something very general like that, and they just put that into the engine and it spits it out, and if they just turn that thing that is auto-generated and say, yes, I created some AI art, well, that doesn't take any skill whatsoever. However, the person that tells me, yes, I'm using Midjourney, that I'm importing it into Photoshop, and I'm using 3 other softwares and names them out to do the lighting effects, the animations maybe, and all of these different things, and then tells me how they're using Manifold to upload them and create the contract and all of that, well, guess what? That person knows, even if they tell me the exact steps that they're doing, the odds of me recreating their artwork is probably still slim to none because, again, all the tools in the world does not create the artist. There's so many YouTubers that have their tech setups. They'll show you their camera setups and all of this. But guess what? No one is creating exactly what they are again. Just as I said, how I opened up and said about that with the podcasting, it does not matter what type of media it is. It doesn't matter what kind of creation it is. At the end of the day, it comes down to the creator. So if you ask an artist what AI tools they recommend or what tools kit they recommend, and they can't answer that or not willing to answer it, it's one of two things. Either A, they're putting really no skill into what they're creating and they're just spitting it out, or B, they are just so insecure that they just feel like it is competition that they're going to add to the space and it's going to eat away from their sales. And again, I don't know why anyone would think that, but it's one of those two things. And either way, I mean, is that the type of person that you'd want to support anyways? Would you want to buy from an artist that is so insecure that doesn't even want to help out anyone else? I don't know about you, but I wouldn't. So before I buy anyone's AI art, that's what I always ask. See how they answer to that. And if they look like they're threatened, they are somehow hesitant to answer it, well, then I know probably didn't take much skill. So hopefully that kind of helps you out. If you have any kind of interest in buying some AI art, but you don't want to just necessarily throw your money at something that someone is spitting out easily, well, just ask them that simple question. Love to know your thoughts on this whole topic. If you are an AI art creator, please feel free to reach out to me, rebut this, say whatever you want at Tropic Vibes on Twitter, or my contact information is in the show notes. But as usual, I just want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this as we're learning and building Web3 together. So until next time, later. The Nifty Business Show is not investment advice. It provides insights and information within the space. As with anything, please do your own research before making a decision whether you're making an investment or a purchase.